All right, we live. Yeah, I want to give a shout out again to King Juice and all those that spoke up for me. Yeah, trying to wait for people to come in here. Being that this a second post, I might be getting some I might be a little repeat. But there y'all go. Sup, pugilist? I know I'm gonna change it. Part two. Sup, boxing lounge. Um, Dad, I don't want to repeat myself, but I'm gonna still go through it because there's new people coming in. Um, yeah, I'm a little upset with Ash because it's literally like he caved in and he changed the vision of his game, and people keep saying it's the publishers and stuff like that, and it's Will. But my thing is the way Ash was talking, like nobody could stop him from his vision. It's his vision. You're the owner of something. I ran a business. I'm the owner. Yeah, you can come with your ideas, but if I don't agree with them, no, it don't fit into what I want, and that's all I actually had to say. If he wanted to be nice about it, it doesn't fit into the plans that I want, and they keep making all these roadmaps and stuff that they're not fulfilling. And my thing is, why get? Because I'm he alluding to they're about to put this game on Unreal Engine. And my thing is, why put it on a better engine and it's gonna be the same thing? You're not going to me, you're not gonna get them fans back. There's too many games that's coming out. October, November, December. You got these games that's coming out. It's not. And it was crazy when they took the physics based blocking out. I'm like, yo, y'all like constantly taking things away. And I know how the industry works because all these things that they're taking away, when they make the next version, they're going to be great features that we learned how to put them in right. They're going to put the referee in the ring, the clinching, and come to find out, this is from talking to developers. The reason why the referee is really not in the ring, they could have did it because they had him in the ring earlier. And you got these indie guys like Love C Shorty and Leafy who's putting referees in their game. It's it's the developers. They don't want it because they want to keep the flow of the game. And people don't really realize what a referee means to certain fighters. Certain fighters know how to use the referee. Like if you're tired of something, you clinch, referee come and break y'all up. Oh, clinching. clinching another thing. No, clincher gonna stop the Florida game. That's a tactic. Y'all don't even know what clinching is, and y'all don't know what a referee boxers use referees for. Referees actually shorten the ring. All that running going around in the ring, the referee is still gonna be in the way for you to really maneuver. Now you gotta really maneuver. And my thing I never really hear people say is, why aren't you putting things in the game so we could stop a person from running? Like footwork that we could do to cut the ring off. Why y'all not asking for better defensive tactics? People ask for all the wrong things, and they keep saying it's not K1 boxing. Yeah, that's great. And games like that. Speaking of K1, remember the K1 games? They had it was arcade, but they had better things in it that caught the attention of people. I even like the daze effect. Somebody hit you and you're dazed and you're moving slower and weaving and stuff like that. That's realistic stuff. Make it a higher stamina cost for back foot. Yeah. Like the traits and stuff like that, they don't even work the way they did back in the ESPC days. They really don't. They really don't work the way they were working. A lot of things not working the way it was. And we were asking from we was like when we was playing the ESPC and the betas and stuff, we were saying all they need is little tweaks to the game. The inside fighting, all they needed was tweaks. They gave up on that game like 3 days after. Not my words, a developer words. They gave up on that. They said, we don't really need it in there. It's gonna slow down the game. Fighting on the inside. We just want to make it move, the game constantly moving and stuff. That's crazy. They want this game to be as arcade as possible without saying it's gonna be arcade. That's crazy. Like really, it's annoying at this point. Boxing pugilist, you still here? I haven't really been seeing you that much in the Discord or anywhere, unless you got a different name. Yeah, I left the Discord. It was getting annoying to me, and literally they was going to eventually put me out of the Discord. There's alluding to it. Oh yeah, yeah. Why I haven't seen you being that active? Like I haven't seen you in the Discord and stuff. Are you under another name or something? Or are you frustrated like a lot of people are? I got another name there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So stop playing. You not Crodon. Because Crodon be against me. Everything I say, he against me. So you're not no Crodon. All the mods used to like get at me. I'm trying to get because I don't know, like, my show. A lot of people starting to like the show, and I was trying to like interview like the mods. I want to get their perspective and stuff, and I actually want to interview people from the community. That'd be a great thing. Oh, oh, I'm glad you back. Yeah, won't y'all guys show up to the show? I want to interview you. I want to hear y'all perspective because my thing was like I was telling Leafy them. At first, I had the show as Poe speaks, but then I said, "No, this shouldn't be just about me. It should be about the community." And my thing is, yeah, I owe what's called my interview because he interviewed me, King Juice. So it'll be a great thing to have King Juice on the show. If you hear this, King Juice, show up to the show. I would like to interview you. You know your perspective because I see how you've grown over the years and your perspective of certain things. So I would love to hear your point of view. And that's what my well, it's not my the podcast is about. It's about people giving their point of view, and then we all can like talk about it and come to a agreement or disagreement, but we understand each other. And my thing is, people be thinking, "Oh, Poe, you just pro realism and pro you just want the game to represent boxing." Yeah, I do, but I also speak for the casual fans. Y'all should have y'all mode because from research and from talking to other developers, the casual fans is not going. They're not going to be there that long. You know who's going to buy the DLC the most? If the DLC fights like the boxers, the hardcore fan. Because a lot of fans are going to be like, I don't even know that boxer. I don't want him. I heard that. Why they got him in the DLC? I'm like, yo, you serious? I'm like, what are you talking about? That's why I know it makes it harder for them to sell DLC, but you trying to sell DLC to casual fans that don't know half of these boxers. And my model, which I saw as still it, you can make a hardcore fan out of a casual, but you got to make the gameplay live up to that. Yeah, it's like becoming like annoying with me because people people want me to like basically Poe, just learn the game. Just accept the game for what it is. Why? Why should I just accept once you accept something, that is what you're stuck with. My thing is if we all get together and speak the same thing, you ain't gotta speak it the same way I do or the way the beasts do. But you know, we speak the same thing. It kind of forced their hand. It kind of they have to because that's their money. And I heard Ash say something about the DLC and they need money to get more. Ash, you're wasting money on things that you shouldn't be wasting it on. Stop saying that the DLC is for money. It's yeah, it's for money, but stop saying you need it for more developer. You could get more developers and better. The money that you literally use for that event, that could have went to developers. And I can actually give you a list of the developers that you need. You don't know what you're talking about. That's what a lot of people say. How you know what developers they need and on the team? I got a list of developers that they need on the team. I know. I showed it to another developer. He said, Dad, you know what you're talking about. For one, they need a combat engineer on the team. Do they got one? No. They got developers trying to figure out things. I'd have been I would have gave them more respect by like especially with Roy Jones when he did his own motion capture. I'd have gave them more respect. They watch videos and say, Roy, you're moving slower than you did in your fight. So let us get a animator to fix that. That made more sense. Sadly, they don't know the old and recent fighters, only the big names. And that's crazy because if you present them right, they will like them and know them. That's what happened with EA. When I was with, helping EA, fans are talking about the older fighters. Then they're like, well, I made it fun. I said, yo, check out such and such. Check out Jack Johnson. Check out this boxer. Check out. Then now they want these boxers in the game. They watch the videos. They became hardcore boxing fans. But nobody in the Discord talked like that. And I got tired. I said, man, I ain't gonna try to school these guys because a lot of them they don't want the game to be a realistic game. A lot of them they just doing it just to be doing it, and a lot of them just don't care. But I don't. If that's my thing is, I want y'all to have the game that y'all want, but why can't we have what we want? They got the cheddar. That wasn't a problem since Turkey. I don't Turkey just promoting the game like at certain fights and stuff like that. They don't Turkey not he's not funding this game. It's three investors in England, actually four. If you're talking about Ron Rose, because Ron Rose he's invested in the game first. Then you got three millionaires in England that's invested in the game. So I don't know. And then the thing is with the Ash talking about it's to help to get the more developers and stuff like that. That's not what DLC. That's not what some of it's going to the boxers, but some of it's going to the investors and it's going to the publishers. That's where that money going. And Ash had enough money that he could have paid them all off. You sold over 1 million copies of this game. And after um, PlayStation and Xbox got their money, after Steam got their money, you still had a lot of money. But you go and buy another building. No, not a building, a facility. I don't think he owned the whole building, but still, it's expensive. I know it's $1 million at least. So you got a building in Las Vegas. You got two facilities up in England. So to me that's a waste of money. I think it would have been cheaper if you kept flying the boxers up to England to get motion capture, or you close down the studio in England and just keep the one in Las Vegas because boxers always in Las Vegas. That would have been cheaper. You would have been saving money. Excuse me. Yeah, he would have saved. They would have saved money, but they wasted money on everything. They bought that belt, and the belt. I think that belt cost like about $7,000 or $8,000. That belt that what's his name? I forget his name, but he won that belt at the tournament they had, and that's a expensive belt. Thank you, I appreciate you. Yeah, that belt is very expensive. And my thing is, none of the community like from what I think King Juice like the only one. The other ones weren't really concerned. They was like yes and then yeah, they was agreeing with everything. It was all right to disagree with Ash. He literally left the floor open for disagreement. He was like, okay, and everybody said, yeah, no. A lot of what Ash was saying, he repeating what Will told him. He tried to, I guess, Will try to keep himself out of the question part, which was slick because he get attacked for because they didn't want to have a round table. That literally was the round table right there when Ash was asking the questions. So that I'm like, yo, we kept saying for months, like when they first said start bringing up the round table, said it wasn't gonna be no round table because for one, what are they gonna really talk about? What is they gonna tell us? And then they kept trying to, and Saf, she can't ban me now. Saf kept saying, no, it wasn't good to have a round table because we'd have been saying the same questions over and that we already answered. Stop. They still think they're talking to kids. They really think they're talking to kids when they're playing a sports game. and they really don't think of Undisputed as a sports game. They look at it as a fighting game. A fighting game and a sports game are two different things. And people be saying, "Oh, boxing is hard if they put the stuff in that it takes for it to be boxing." Man, did you see what kind of controls to pull off some of the moves for Tekken and Mortal Kombat? What you got to do? Come on, stop with the nonsense. Future questions were off limits too. Yeah, that's crazy. As Ludi was saying that's the last time they was going to do that. That's crazy. My thing is when you start saying stuff like that, you trying to push back at the community for saying certain things. Oh, it's what? You say, "Code on, you read, huh?" I never knew that the pugilist was Crodon, but he used to give me the hardest. He was one of the developers that gave. I mean, one of the people that gave me the hardest time in the Discord. Well, I felt that way. You probably didn't intentionally mean it, but that's how I felt. What's up, Dark Side? Yeah, it's like I don't know. I'm like, did y'all ask some good questions? Because King Juice, it's like nobody could top what King Juice was asking. It's like literally what a lot of people wanted answered. And the questions that King Juice put out there, that made me make my decision. I said, all right, I'm done with the Discord. Ain't no use in me being in the Discord. Yeah, I understand that because I was a mod. See, but with me, see, when I was a mod at EA, it was crazy because I was unorthodox with the way I was modding. It's like you act more like you're in the community than you are a moderator. Because I knew the moderator job, you can't be like in the community. You got to be like kind of biased. I got two screenshots from your comments. War said in the chat. Oh, you talking about dark side? Yeah. I'm just do you? Oh, King Juice or Dark Side? What do Ash mean by it's the last time he's going to do that? Future questions and stuff. What do he mean by that? It's not going to be any more roundtables or none of that. So you got Muhammad Ali for 13. What they got 13 years, something like that, or 8 years or something. No, it's 8 years, I think. I forget. But you got him for all that long time, and you're gonna make a game. Literally, you saying you're gonna have a game for 8 years, and this the last time you're gonna do the asking question stuff. That don't make sense to me. That really doesn't make sense. That comes off weird. That I'm like, what do you mean? Good quick good questions were asked for sure. Everybody carried the same frustration to SCI in person. So how many questions did you ask Dark Side? Now, let me know. Cause I can't wait. I'm trying to see who really not to like sound like I'm attacking, like who really stood up for the community as a whole. And my thing is, even with my podcast, it's a community podcast. It's not like Poe want this, Poe want that. My thing is, I want people to come up there and express this. Oh yeah, King Juice, I want to interview you. I owe you an interview. I mean, I want to interview you. I don't owe you an interview, but I want to interview you too, Dark Side. I want the community to come and speak because I know all of y'all gonna be like, Poe gonna get up there and he gonna put us on the hot seat. No, not really. Maybe, but I want to get y'all perspective. My thing is, I want people to have a perspective. It's not letting me dictate the narrative, and I'm heavy on the narrative. But I don't want y'all to let me dictate the narratives because I know what I want and I know what y'all probably want. Because my thing was I was mostly an offline gamer, and when I played Undisputed, no ESPC, and I played the demo. I mean the betas. I loved online, especially with Undisputed. So I was like, yo, this game is heading in the right direction. So then that build up my anger when things like start changing. So what do you say, Dark Side? How about you, Code? Would you like to come on to the show Sunday? All right, it's Sunday at three o'clock. If that's good for you, I could probably work around your schedule. Yeah, I would love to hear what iGame you watched because he said he was a arcade fan. He wasn't he don't know boxing like that. Yeah, it's Sunday Juice. I'd love to hear what his they touched on offline. That's I'm gonna see how that go. Represented well for sure. Ali is locked up for 12 years to 20. See, that's what I'm saying. He locked in for 12 years, and you saying this the last time you're gonna do the question and stuff. That don't make no sense. And I got a question. I know y'all can't answer it, but just raise your hand if y'all can or something like that because he because I got 13 people in here and it's not accounted for. So that means developers, um, and Will or somebody there watching this podcast. I mean, watching this video. So, why wasn't he there? Trying to take the heat off himself from like being get a beast more ammo or something like that. Because you gotta forget, because their thing was always like Poe is laid back and he's not really gonna say much. Yes I am. Yes I am. I'm not the same Poe. I knew Will for I think 2 decades, 1 or 2 decades. Will I was there when Will came up with the like I always tell the story. Will came up with the game changes. He asked me, "Do I want to be a part of it?" Didn't want to be a part of it because my thing is, I'm not lying for EA when I don't like some of the stuff they do. They asked me, "Did you want?" They're like, "Well, you're senior moderator, so you gotta be a moderator for NBA Live." I said, "Nah." I said, "I like 2K too much." They didn't argue with me or like, "Well, we're gonna put you on," try to discipline me or something. They respected that. I used to tell them I didn't like certain things in the game. Oh, you said we talked to Will a lot all weekend. He was there. Yeah, I saw him. Like he was trying to like kind of stay off camera, trying to get as far to the left as let me see, to the right as possible, not to be on the camera and stuff. I can't join, but we'll try to listen in on the side. These other guests will be better appearance anyway. Looking forward to it. Why you man? You're part of the community. You be good to be on the show. But I respect it. I try to get Gub on it, but Gub was like, "No, you know we're gonna be arguing." You're darn right we are, because Gub be trying to act like Gub be like, "Yo, Poe, we're on the same team." No, we're not. Your mindset and mine are two different mindsets. You want things different than what I want. You're a Tekken and Mortal Kombat fan, and when I hear you talk, you want them things in Undisputed. You want a fighting game. I don't want a fighting game. And I feel like when I was silenced, there's like, basically, in the game, it felt like every time I say something, I had to literally walk on eggshells in the Discord. Like, Poe, you can't say that. You're gatekeeping and stuff. Come on, man. When you keep saying that to me, you're gatekeeping because you're telling me I cannot talk about boxing or what's realistic to boxing. I can't get my feedback or input. I'm not. It's not about gatekeeping. Why do a person? That's like telling. Let me see. What if he was alive? That's like telling Emmanuel Stewart, "You're gatekeeping." No, but like if he was like giving his feedback on the boxing game, that's like saying, "No, you can't give your feedback. It's just a game. It's just a game that people paid for. So their feedback means nothing." That really doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, I got like over some of my stuff, yeah, it's helped. But I be writing people, that's why I keep trying to tell people. Like when I be writing my wish list and stuff, literally be writing my own wish list. Then I post it on Chat GTP, and I let it be my proofreader. You could let AI be a proofreader for you, right? And when I do it, it lines up stuff that I probably missed or wasn't thinking about because I'm constantly thinking about stuff. I'm constantly. You gotta realize I'm working on a cookbook, a vegan cookbook. I know y'all like that. That's joking. Um, I'm working on a story for my brother because my brother he's no longer here, but he was a highly, you know, kind of a celebrity in my hood. So I'm trying to write for that. It's just a lot of things I be working on. And everybody like be nitpicking about every little thing that I do. Oh, Paul, that's Chat GBT. That's not what you wrote. I'm a writer. I said, go to my original wish list. Look how it's lined up and stuff. That's all me. And my man, my wish list mafia friend Vlad. That's all us. It's not no Chat GTP. Or I always mess up. The more we start talking about this weekend, the more some of the stuff you've already heard will start to make sense. A big theme this weekend was getting context about a lot of the game issues. Yeah, I heard that it's not the game. I mean, it's the game engine. It's not, the desync. The desync is the game engine. And once they change the engine, the game should play and be better. Yeah, definitely. See, with me, like I do in the Discord, I overdo it. I got over 400 cheesecake recipes, and now I'm like kind of debating with myself, like, yo, some of your recipes you should keep to yourself and not give all your recipes to people. And people keep saying that's too many recipes to put in a book. Because I was going, that should be like a dessert cookbook or something, because I got like 400 like recipes, like vegan recipes for all the fast food restaurants, like vegan versions of it. I will say I was happy to hear from Ash himself. He sounded like a passionate boxing fan. Exactly. He said stuff And I'm saying, Dad, Ash, you literally said what we were saying in the on the phone, but then you start backtracking. You're like, and they said, he's like, they were saying that it's too realistic and it's not going to attract fans, and you're not going to really get the. Yeah, right now you might not get the fans, but now you got to try to work on the people that's going to stay the longest on the game. Casuals they only stay on the game for a little bit of time, and he's still trying to catch them casuals. It's not going to work. Let me see. He said, like a passionate boxing fan, limited by poor choices in the initial design phase of the game. That right there is literally what Will said in the Discord. As kind of, I don't know if they scripted out or whatever. That's literally what Will was saying in the Discord. He said he didn't understand Ash design of the game, the ESBC version of the game that everybody loved and got a million views. He literally said that, but he said he liked the game that he made. So that meant he pushed that out. Because I said they could still go back and get that because you never lose that information because that's always in your catalog. Because I was asking, Dad, what developer was that? It was an ex EA developer. I was asking. And I said, don't. I said, I know I remember Brizzle or somebody was telling me that they always keep versions of the game. Even if they don't like the versions, they still keep them so they have something to compare or, compare it to. So I'm like, I don't know. Gotta go. Take care. Peace, Chrome. Yep, yep. I appreciate you for coming. Yeah, so they got that ESBC version. It's just that it's not the vision that they want. And I'm like, yo, if it sold them, that's what made the game sell over 1 million copies. That version of the game. That's what people thought they were getting. What you mean, King Juice? You just got back in this chat? Yeah, what I was trying to say is, you know, cause the podcast is like 3 o'clock. If that's good for you, or let me know and I'll try to schedule it around what's best for you. Yeah, I just want to get some feedback. Like the EA, like I got supposed to have an interview with an EA developer. He asked me to interview him. He said, if you want to interview me, I'll let you interview me. Yeah, that's good. I'm trying to cut the time down because we be going like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm like, Dad, gone. But it's going 2 or 3 hours. We're not gonna have nothing for the next show. We're gonna be like kind of repeating ourselves. Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about this heavy when I stream. I'll try to explain more so that the whole community get the same level of context we were getting. Because without context, it definitely sounds like PR talk. Yup, that's a lot of things I was speaking out in the Discord before, and they was telling me, no, it's not PR talk. Yes, it was, and right after that, they got rid of the round table. They're saying, uh, we can't do the round table. But you say y'all was putting the finishing touches on it. So now you lost the trust of a lot of people. If you was putting the finishing touches on the thing, and then they said it's putting the finishing touches on the round table, then they said, oh, we can't finish the round table because people are not here. Another lie. And I'm like, Dad, go on. Y'all really think everybody is 5 or 6 years old? But yeah, I'm like, a lot of things with Ash sounded good, and a lot of things I know there were, Ash, you got to say this and say certain things. That was a good thing when you asked about the DLC, and then Ash gave that talk, because that talk was like, you talking about you need the DLC. Cause my thing is, I'm all right with DLC. If you got 100 DLCs and all the boxers fight like themselves and they're unique, I'm buying 100 DLCs. Microtransactions, I'm buying all of that. But if you're not giving us a great, DLC, all right, we just put one in there that fight like himself. All it takes is for you to see one. If you're not selling them, all of the people don't buy the game at one time, and they say, "Oh, there's only one person in there that fight like himself," then they say, "I ain't buying that." Not gonna lie, Paul. I think overall you'll like the convo. Wish I got the one with Will too. That was important too. Uh, it's hard for me to because Will backstabbed me. He literally backstabbed me. So it's hard for me to take anything for what Will say out of his mouth as genuine, because he hired people from EA. I was helping EA, but their thing was, no, we don't need Poe on the staff in no type of way. You know, well, that's neither here or there. But they were saying that was aimed at them. Yeah, I know, but I was talking about what we were saying. I feel you up though. Um, yeah, I wanted to see Will. He's kind of deceptive to me. I'm like really hoping that whatever's being said really like it means something. It has context to it. Oh man, you said wait. You said we. Who else is on your show? For you to ask me that, you know who else on my show. Yeah, Armani, Leafy, and AJ Pax. We had the Beast on last week, you know, but I don't know if he's gonna come back, because he was just a special guest, so I don't know. And that's what you thought when you said, "Wait, who else on the show?" You thought they was going. Oh no, laughing. I'm good off Pack. You and Pax be beefing? Nah, but no. Beast is kind of holding himself down. He's like he gonna respect. He was respected. Oh, not beefing. Anyone but Pax is cool, in my opinion. Oh, everyone but Pax is cool. Oh, okay. Um, yeah, Pax, he asks a lot of questions, and it gets under people's skin a little bit. But I kind of like his, the way he fit in there, because he like asks questions. A lot of people, they like my questions. When I be asking questions, people feel like I'm trying to bully you. I'm not trying to bully you into give me a question. So Jay, how did you like the whole thing, the whole setup? With Ash, does he have just a floor, or a little section of a building? I know he ain't bought no whole building, because buildings are expensive. So how's the what you can say? You all can't just answer that. What is it? He got just a floor, two floors, or what? Oh, they share a building. Oh yeah, that's another thing because I be talking about they're not giving me my so-called flowers. I just wanted a shirt. I've been asking, begging, asked for a shirt. I said I pay for it, but Adams, I literally helped. I was like Adams, you know, this company named Still City. They're making a boxing game. You should be a part of it. I still got the DM, but nobody they like never really like thank you Poe or I think Todd Grisham thanked me early in the process, but nobody like really like yo get Poe thank you Poe. I'm like Dad, y'all can even with what's that Crunk Jim. I literally showed it on Twitter the conversation we had because whoever it was, it must have been because I think more than one person runs the account, and he didn't. And I showed them the account, but my thing was I showed them account that Beast he made a comment on, and Beast made a negative comment about Undisputed. So he said you can't talk bad about you can't post stuff that's talking bad about our partners. And I was like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And I went back and saw it, and I was like, oh man. Because he was gonna give me some free stuff. Crunk was gonna give me some free stuff. And I was telling him, no, don't give me nothing free. I said, I pay for my stuff. I said, I'd rather for you to just acknowledge that, hey, Poe, helped us link up or something like that. Because a lot of people be thinking that I be fronting when I be saying that I help get a lot of boxes and stuff. Let me see. Atom Boxing is like a whole space. Dad, man, they let us get so many shirts. I would have got a few for you. Yeah, and I'm like, Dad, gone. Because I seen them boxes. I like, Dad, they got new shirts. I can't get a new shirt. I want an undisputed shirt. I probably would have been, Dad. Y'all, I'm like, yo, if y'all probably gave me an undisputed shirt, I had no choice but to cheerlead for the company. But hey, y'all just gave Poe more to talk about. No, I actually want to say it now. I did like EA because EA used to give me stuff, and he did like Poe, why you being quiet? I said I'm not gonna like really like go all out and stuff. I didn't either. What fighters he got? Cause I know I got a lot. Ty got a lot. What fighters did he all get? I didn't like what Steve's. Oh, I'm glad you brought up Steve Kim name. I'm glad what you brought him up when he was talking about the scoring. He's talking. See that things like that because Steve Kim has never boxed. I hate to get on my beast boxing. I mean box. Um, Steve Kim is talking from a fan. Like he's not. I'm like, yo, Steve, you a boxing fan. You basically sounding like it's subjective, and use that a lot. I'm like, Steve, what are you talking about? The way that they had the game in the beginning, where each judge scores the boxing match differently because of their scoring style, that's realistic. For one, I got a friend who's a referee and a judge. He was like he wanted to be a consultant for Ash, but I don't know where that went at because we've been friends for decades. He's basically kind of my son godfather. So I'm like, Steve, what are you talking about? There go AJ Pax. Yo, y'all, he showed up. AJ Pax showed up like candy, man. It's like y'all said his name a couple of times and he popped up. I ain't even tell him about this live because I was gonna just say a couple of things, but being that y'all showed up, I start saying more and more. Yeah, he said, yeah, I'm like offline, that probably would work more, but I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what the coupon thing is about, Jay. Um, Let me see. He said him and Todd had a list of 1,000. That ain't his list. He put see what it is when I gave Todd names and numbers. I was actually giving him names and numbers that boxers was giving me. I guess Todd was writing the names down and the numbers because I got Mildred Teller, what's his name, Jermaine Teller, um, what his name, Joe McCullen. I was James Tony. All these guys, because even James Tony was mad, like, what's taking so long? And then I found out when who I don't know, it was yeah, it was Seth. Seth and I think it was CB said that a lot of boxers they had other contractual obligations. Nah, that ain't what it was. The what it was, because I talked to some of these boxers. They said we signed to be in this game 4 to 5 years ago. No, 3 to 4 years ago, and we're not in the game. Who's going to wait that long? What's up, Jay Shep? They say, who's going to wait that long? The boxers are telling. They say, why do we got to wait 3 to 4 years to be in the game? And there's one boxer. He was begging me to be in the game for 3 years. Then I forget his name, but he was begging me to be in the game, and he said they finally let him. Whoever it was, I think last year, said he's going to be in the game. But his thing was because when I was around for round, he was like going to be like one of the cover guys, and they did his motion capture and everything. So that was our relationship. That's how I knew him. So he was begging me to get. I said I don't work for the company. He said yeah, but you talk to the owner and stuff. So tell him to I said you could go on there undisputed discount, and I gave him Todd information because Todd gave me his information. So I gave him Todd information. Say talk to Todd and stuff. And he said no. He said you talk, you help us out. You have a pretty interesting podcast on the talk show, brother. Thanks. I don't know if this might be my last one coming up, or I might switch up because I might switch up to another game that I like because I'm a huge Fallout fan. I talk to them. They love my ideas. Like all of them be like literally they respond. They literally respond to my posts. So I might start talking about Fallout. They have a huge fan base. Let me see. Let me see. I got it, my video, but he said some fighters wanted ownership or some managers wanted all their fighters in a stable. Yeah, because that's what happened when I was helping round for round, and he was helping because Teofimo old manager. He said you could get Teal, but you got to bring all these other boxes in. And then I was trying to push him on Ash. Yeah, because Ash, I know what you're saying. Because some boxers want royalties, like Tyson Fury getting Tyson Fury is getting royalties. That's how he's getting paid. That's why, like people are like, well, he won DLC. He's getting royalties off each game. So now you can't give like 200 boxes royalties. Then you're going to be in the red. Then they struggle with some saying SEI not EA, so they wasn't so sure. Yup, I know that for sure. When I was talking to boxers, that's exactly what they're saying. And you know what made it hard for Steel City too? Round for round made it hard for people to boxers to sign to another indie company because round for round did them dirty. And I think round for round, from my knowledge, the ones that he signed to a exclusive contract, he still had them under contract. So his thing is, in order for somebody to get these fighters, they gotta buy them from him, and that's crazy. I'm glad I backed out of being a part of that game because I didn't like how it was moving. Let me see. Jay said, "This is what Steve Kim said." By the way, I don't. Steve Kim keeps saying a lot. Let me see. Good for you, but um, despite you not being a fan of my boxing or commentary, Dad, you really listened to that podcast, and that's what I was hoping you did. I was like, I want to see how deep in the rabbit hole Jay Shep go into, and you really did it. I said that too. Um, no, but yeah, I'm kind of nitpicky about certain things because even when I'm on the street, because I live in Newark, I'm in the hood, and when jokes be out there like Shadowbox, I'm nitpicking everything. For one, people don't know I was a trainer too, so I'm nitpicking. You know, if I was if you was fighting like even one in boxing, people come out like, yo, how did I look? I was like, no, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. It's not nothing personal or anything. And I like the way you take things, Jay Shep. Because for one, you better than me. not not in a disrespectful way. And you're not taking it to heart. That's a good thing. Yeah, I was thinking not that many people really listen to our podcast. Yeah, I was looking at it, and I was saying I can't touch sparring. That was never my thing. Even when I was sparring, like people like Shannon Briggs, like we're gonna work light today. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Man, Shannon used to be gunning, gunning. Remember, was it Shannon that no, it wasn't Shannon that bruised my ribs. It was Bobby, this boxer named Bobby Chess. He bruised my ribs. And then after I got finished sparring him, I sparred him for I think 3 or 4 rounds. And then I was going to spar Shannon and I had bruised ribs. And Shannon, like, I'm glad he tapped me. He tapped me in the ribs. I said, nah, man. And I hate giving up. That's one thing I really hate doing. I hate giving up. I said, nah, man, I can't do it. I said, man, you quitting already? I said, nah, man, I can't do it. I think my ribs broke or they bruised. And that was good for me because I was underestimating. Bobby Chairs was a world champion. I think he was two-time world champion. And I was underestimating him because I felt like I was a bigger boxer than him. No, I'm not dissing you. I'm not really not dissing you. Yeah. Um, of course it let me see, you can nitpick, you are free to it. Of course it does. You are gatekeeping the current narrative of the game. You have the ambition to push the game towards the sport of boxing. It's all good. I know you. I know my ability. No, I'm a CM that listens. AJ Pax, you know nothing about me or what I do. That whole Vegas trip was to further solidify the casual state is the game. Instead, you have convinced the community that balancing is the answer for everything. Yeah, I'm huge on that balancing thing. When I hear that, because I heard it a lot of times with EA, when I hear balance, it's like hybrid. You got arcade, you got realistic. Arcade, realistic. Now you're trying to balance it and bring them together, and it's arcade. When people say hybrid, It's going to be arcade 100%. Is that me just saying that? No. It's a good way to put it so you could attract so-called hardcore fans. When you say hybrid, say, oh, well, they got some hardcore elements in it. Then when they start playing it, they said, man, they got us. But I'm going to still play it. Kim said Triple G new agency is doing that. They almost had him, then he changed managers. Now it's hard. Yeah, because we almost had Triple G. Did we have him? I don't know. And I don't know why Ashton reached out to David Tewart. He has a huge fan base. David Tewart, I've been saying it, Todd, all of them that David Tewart want to be in the game. That'd have been that's huge for the heavyweight division. And who else? There's a lot of people. Let me see. Anyways, it's all good, man. Anyone that was there will attest to my boxing. And Todd Grissom himself said he enjoyed my commentary. But real talk, Poe, I wish you nothing but success, gang. Whether it's in here or Fallout. Yeah, I think I'm gonna push toward the Fallout. Yeah, cause why act like my thing is I can't pretend. And for me, even though you felt some type of way, it's better to tell the truth than to lie. I always teach that to my son, and I'm always like that. If I'm being quiet, I don't agree with you. But if I'm talking, then I'm gonna start telling truths. My thing is I'd rather not say anything if it's gonna like make somebody feel some type of way. I'm just going about how I feel. The defensive mechanisms are being hidden. Why? These mechanics are the solution to the running. I agree. The spamming, I agree 100%. But instead, you guys control the narrative, even with statements like, yeah, I thought, because the way you word is, I thought you felt some type of way. I want the, yeah, because I really, even though y'all be like, everybody lied. Everybody, that's what I hate people say that. And then then now I'm looking for you to lie because you're trying to say everybody lie. No, everybody don't lie. The only way I'm a lie is somebody trying to kill me or somebody in my family. Oh yeah, I lie for them then. But other than that, no. If you go on the street right now and you ask them about me, they say he the most righteous person I ever seen because he don't cause trouble, but don't get them mad. Now, if I get mad, I might find a curse, and I don't curse. I might find a curse then. If I didn't knock you out or beat you down, and it's too much space in there for me to get super angry. My anger is not, well, he just angry. It elevates. Let me see. You know nothing about me or what I do, J Shep. You did say I said you was gatekeeping. That's something I never done. That's real. Yeah. Everybody going on. No, but if you keep telling a lie, doesn't mean it's true. Nothing but respect though, Paul. Respect too. I respect you too. Um, yeah, sometimes my passion runs away. I left the Discord because to me it served me no purpose being there no more. It's like whatever I say or anything that's not going, it's not going to help me or anybody else, and it was going. Yeah, from what I heard from a couple of mods, even what's her name? Saf was saying I'm too passionate or something like that. Or you too passionate about stuff. You got to give it a break. Somebody said you got to give it a break. It was some moderator or developer. You too passionate. Sometimes you got to give your passion a break. And yeah, y'all didn't answer my questions. Y'all just skateboarded right around that question. If Ash saying, I know y'all can't talk from, but I'm just saying in general, is Ash saying this the last they're going to do something like this, far as I guess the questions and stuff? What is what was how can you saying this the last you're gonna do it? Is it the last? Because he didn't like this the last of this year. It's the last of this week or whatever. But you got what 14 more years. I don't see. I keep forgetting because I'm always thinking about different things. You got 14 more years with the Ali license. So you trying to say for 14 more years we can't ask any more questions? There's a lot of good in this game. Definitely need some more offline things to be added and a better career mode. Yeah, that was very lackluster to me. That's why when people be saying, "Oh, you never played the game," I played the offline modes. I'm not the online doesn't do anything for me like it did when the ESBC. It doesn't do anything for me. I'm not. I got my weight down. I lost 100 pounds. Got my weight down. My blood pressure in check. Everything in check. And they're like, "Hold up, Paul, why your blood pressure is up and all that?" Because I wasn't moving. The less movement I could. So once I started moving, the weight dropped. And people was like, "Dad, are you sick? Something wrong with you?" No, I'm a vegan. Water weight. My weight dropped. If you look at my shirt is super big. My son he said, "Bob, you got to get you a new wardrobe." And I said, "I'm not going to get a new wardrobe right now because I'll probably wait till the winter time, because if I get a new wardrobe, I don't know if I'm gonna drop some more weight. So then that's a waste of my time." And yeah, it's like it's crazy. Let me see. Legit though, I'm gonna go spend time with my daughters. You got daughters? I thought you only had one daughter. Salute, Jay. Jay Shep. What you mean a couple? You got two, right? Yeah, I was spending time with my son. My son, he be 24 next Monday. That joker gonna tell me, I don't know if y'all heard this story. He gonna wait till he get in his 20s and ask me, say, "Bob, I'm ready to start training for boxing." I said, "Man, if you don't get out my face." Okay, 5 and 7, good. That's good. That's good. They miss me. I know they did. That's what I was saying to myself, like, "Dad, Jay Shep all the way out to Did he bring his daughters with him? Well, you got somebody to babysit him. That's good. That's what family is. Dwight um Brush Harris, are you in the Discord? What name you go under? If you are in the Discord. Yeah. I was like, I wouldn't expect that you to go that far within the in the game. I mean in the podcast, but I was like, oh, you listen. I literally said, I said, this is this. I'm gonna see how far that Jay, because Jay say he be listening to stuff. I'm gonna see how far he going. What did the research say about manual blocking? You always are free to say what you want. I'm a Midwest man, so no thin skin here. Oh yeah, you Midwest. Yo, you gotta let a lot of stuff roll off. I'm committed, man. Laughing out loud. I heard the whole thing. Appreciate you, man. Yes, I'm in it. I believe is Dwight to something. I think there was a new name that started popping up. Yeah, I'm out. I left out the group, Discord. At least I left out and didn't get banned, so I left the door open. Or maybe that's a question for Will. Sometimes I get asked the wrong people. Sometimes I be asking the wrong people. Yeah. Did I go to a Chicago gym? No. The closest I got to Chicago is Wisconsin. I went over there. I fought in the Nationals, the Golden Glove Nationals. That's the closest I got to Chicago. Yeah, man. Appreciate you. I got a quick question for you before you leave, Jay Shep. Can you come on the podcast? Or I know you can't say certain things, but could you come on there and no talk about what you can talk about? Okay, okay. So you do got experience. So my bad. You said you got. I was thinking he probably just sparred and because a lot of people say that some people are like what you call habitual sparrers. They like just come to the gym to spar, and they be good. Some of them guys like really be good, and all they want to do is spar. Okay, okay. Oh, so you gonna ask you? I know how that's gonna go. You're gonna ask, and they're gonna say, "I don't know. I don't know who like kind of above you, but we'll know how I be asking questions." Cause that boy, what's going used to spill all the bigs, and I'm like, "Dad, you saying too much." Like Brizzle, he used to tell the community too much stuff. Cause I used to ask the right questions. But yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna be real, but I'm not opposed to it at all. I will have to ask because my 9 to 5 on the line, so I'll see. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now Will ain't gonna let me be a part of Still City at all because in the early like the in 2000 and I forget what year it was. I don't even want to, but you know when he got hired and when he really got in there, he started telling everybody to stop talking to me and telling me stop getting boxers. And when I talked to Todd, Todd was like, "No, you can send boxes to me. Just give them to me. It ain't like you're signing them." So he's like, "Yeah, you can send boxes to me. I keep all my emails, because people like, oh man, stop lying. I got all these emails. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. I mean, Beast was saying that, boy, it's a lot of people there that I would have been like, yo, because I know a lot of people in box, especially the commissioner for New Jersey, Larry Hazard. I know he was there, and his sons. And he always be asking me like, why you don't come to fights? And I say, I don't know. But yeah, me being there, I don't know. Fallout. I like 2K. My son used to then like he likes it. I got a nice little amount of games that I like playing. Let me see. Oh, Last of Us. What else? Resident Evil, and I like games that you can like customize certain things. I like games like that. Like I sent Bethesda, I sent them a massive wish list, and they literally gave me feedback. So I was like, all right, yeah. When you are an amateur boxer, a show fight is anything outside of Golden Gloves and sanctioned tournaments. Yeah, yeah. I think. Let me see how many show fights. I think I have 42, 42 and 5. Because a lot of my fights that I did lose, they were decisions in people hometown. If I didn't knock them up, but when I got that rematch, boy, 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 all of them, everybody that I had a rematch with in their town, and then when we fought not in their town, I knocked them out. Let me see. So Jay Shep, correct me if I am wrong. Is a show fight an exhibition fight? That's impressive. I don't know what you meant by that impressive. I don't know. I That's impressive. Okay. I mean, sort of, but it does go on your yeah, it go on your public record. The real competition in amateurs is in tournaments. Yeah, I won nine altogether, nine tournaments. Um, nine tournaments, and let me see, six of them were walkovers. People sign up, then they didn't show up. No, I'm being real. People sign up to be in them tournaments, then a lot of the coaches like, nah, no, it's not worth it. So I remember in, like the Diamond Gloves. I think 25 people signed up. I think I fought like once or twice. Then nobody showed up after that, and I was like, "Dad, all right." Let me see. Real competition amateurs is in tournaments. All right, and you know the meaning of exhibition fight, right? One and nine is actually super impressive. Yeah, it is, and it ain't because I feel robbed because I feel like I robbed the people because I got six six of them. I wouldn't say they're not legit, but I was walkover champ. Yeah, the but I love to travel. I went to England. Like I met a lot of people in England. People even gave me money just for being over there. I went to England. It was a tournament. It was um New Jersey against Jersey. They got a little place over there called Jersey. What's called Gub told me there it's not really a part of England, but I call it England because it's right there by England. It's like saying New York is not really a part of the United States because it's technically an island. Yeah, that's how it was. They used to call me Tyson. It was me and this other guy. We friends to this day. They used to call us Tyson. They used to get knockouts. Yeah, I was about to say about Jay. What Jay shit, what happened, man? You say you was going to see your kids, man. Yeah, I'm about to get off. And I don't know who else look watching because it's six people here and I don't see six people posting. So that means there is some people watching. If you want to talk, talk. But hit me up. Man, why you gonna come right when I'm about to log off, mate? Yeah, I'm about to log off. I appreciate you popping in. I really appreciate you popping in. Um, yeah, yeah, I'm about to log off because this is like my second live stream, and I did like technically 3 hours of live stream. I think almost 4 hours of live stream. Yeah, hit the like, please, because there's seven people here, and I don't think I got seven likes. Hit the likes. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm about to log off. I think I'm gonna do another shoot on a live stream tomorrow too. Especially after I see these videos, I want to see what these videos are gonna be about. But appreciate everybody that showed up that's still here, especially you, May, but you came in too late. Appreciate you. All right, I'm out. Peace.